back to the channel. Thank you for returning. Subscribers, newcomers, go ahead and push that red subscribe button and join the family. As you can see, we're going to cook something good. We just have a few things from the refrigerator, and that right here would be the vegetarian meat that I make. And we've got a jar of leftover sauce that we're going to use because we don't want it to go bad. But you know, now we make our own sauce with our crushed tomatoes. And as you can see, the ingredients we're working with, we're going to use this spinach tortellini. I am having some issues with mucus, so white sauce is out of the question. So we're going to start trying to do this with a red sauce and see how it turns out. And of course, we got some mushrooms, green and red peppers, and onions. And we're just going to get into this. Hey, we're going to start getting this stuff and cooking it up in the pan. We're getting this pan hot. All our vegetables cut up. And like I said, that pan is getting hot. We're going to start putting this in the skillet. But we are going to start out with that garlic first. Grease is hot. We're about to go ahead and shove that garlic in there. That's 2 cloves of garlic, in case you're wondering. But you know, the garlic is to flavor. So if you want a little more, you can do a little more. But if not, then you do a little less. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know we cook on high, but I'm going to turn it down a little bit till I get all this stuff going around here. Okay. And we're going to start with your... Of course, we're going to start with the onion. I want that onion going in there first. Yeah, I want that onion to come on off in there. And then those green and red peppers, they can start getting in there too. Okay. You always like to add the mushrooms last because the mushrooms are going to give some water. So you want to do that last. And the spinach really doesn't matter. I just want the peppers and onions and garlic to marinate together a while before I add that spinach. Okay? Yeah. So. And remember, we're using avocado oil. So if you want to be generous, you're not going to hurt a thing because avocado oil is that good oil for you. So lay hands on it and be generous with it. As you start to see those vegetables turn a clear color and glisten, then you're going to be knowing it's time to start adding the rest of your ingredients. Because the vegetarian meat that I'm using has already been browned and everything, you won't have to really worry about getting a burn on it because we did that when we fixed it. As you see here, it's starting to turn clear. So you can start adding some more of the vegetables to this. Here comes the snow white mushrooms. I fell in love with these. I have a short on them where you can see what they look like. So if you see them in the store, you won't be afraid to try them. They're very delicious and they cut up nicely and small. So yeah, go ahead and get those cooking. Okay, at this point, we're going to go ahead and start adding some of our seasonings. We've got my Nana seasoning. And if you want to know where I get that at, just let me know in the comments. And I'll try to see if I can put that in the drop down so you can have information on that. I'm going to add just a little bit of the pink Himalayan salt. And then we're going to add some pepper, of course. And this is on a grinder, so you're going to have to, you know, maybe 4 turns is good enough. And we're going to put a little pepper in there. Black or white pepper is fine. Either one that you have, you can use it. It won't be a big deal. One versus the other, which white pepper is very good for you, as you know. Can be on the expensive side, though. So, you know, whichever one you need to use is going to be fine. And here's that black pepper. And preferably get you one where you're crushing those up, putting it on fresh. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and throw the spinach in there. Now this looks like a lot, but those of you who cook a lot with spinach, you already know that's going to cook down to practically nothing. So if you want to add your spinach in intervals, you can. Because once this cooked down, it'll look like you haven't added a drop to it. Okay. So you can go ahead and just keep stirring this up till it mixes up real good and everything in the pot is glistening. Then you know you mixed it around very well. And then we're just going to put a top on that and let that soften up a little bit before we go ahead and add that vegetarian meat, ground meat to this. Now remember, there is a video to the ground meat that you can go and make some up, so that when you get ready to make some of these dishes like this, you'll already have some made up and prepared, so it'll make your cook time shorter for the dish that you want to cook. So let's go ahead. Wait a minute. Wrong top. Let's find the right top. Okay. The right top. Get down in there. So put that top on and let that cook, and we'll come back to this. Okay, we've got this water going, and make sure you're using some purified water that you're boiling. And we're going to go ahead and try and put this on the, oh Lord, put this on the stove so we can get this boiling. Yeah, we're going to put this on the stove so we can get this boiling, so we can put our pasta in here. And we've already opened this up, but we're going to wait until this water gets to boiling, and then we're going to add that tortellini. Vegetables you got cooking, you want to wait till you smell a kind of burn. And then once you smell that kind of burn, that's when you want to start moving that around so you can get some of that burn into those vegetables. That's what makes the taste so rich and divine, is when you can get a little burn on that. You know what I mean? When it gets, like almost like, oh, it's about to burn. No. You're cool. Just as soon as you smell that and you see that, you want that. That's going to make the taste of your sauce so rich and good. Okay, now this water is about to boil, and we're about to put these tortellinis in there. All right, we've got that tortellini in there so it can start to get a boil on it. As soon as that boils for 6 to 8 minutes, we'll take that out and we'll start getting the stuff together for the sauce. Okay, these are looking delicious. We're going to go ahead and add some of that vegetarian meat at this point. Probably going to do at least 2 cups. Okay. It's just a preference of how much meat you want in it per se. That's just a preference. So I'm thinking this might be enough, but if it's not, you can always add some more later. So let's just get this mixed up really nicely and get this heated in the mix, and then we're going to start adding things as far as the sauce goes so we can put all this together. Okay, when you see this pasta floating like this and it's changed colors, this pasta is pretty much done. If you're not for sure, just take you one out and cut it, and then you can try it and you'll know for sure. Okay, so I'm going to get this out of here and put this back into the pot so we can start adding all of our sauces and things and putting this dish together. All right, we've put our meat mixture into the pot with it, and we've mixed around the tortellini. Now we're going to get ready to add our sauces and things so we can get this meal put together. Okay, we're going to pour this sauce in. That's that 1 can of sauce. Of course, we're going to put a little water in there, mix it around because we want to get all that goodness out of there. And we're going to put that back in here. Got that mixed around in there. We're going to use a teaspoon or so of the Italian seasoning, which has all of your different seasonings in it that you would add to your spaghetti or anything of that nature. We're going to get this stirred around. The sauce, it's kind of enough, but it's kind of not. So we're going to add maybe a cup of the crushed tomatoes to this to finish it off. And then we're going to add us some cheese. Can't forget that. Went ahead and used the whole can of crushed tomatoes and went on and added us another teaspoon of that Italian seasoning. Okay, let's just get this stirred around really well. Once we get it stirred around really well, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in a baking pan and put that cheese in it and just let it bake the rest of the way so I don't even have to watch it or monitor it. All right. We've got mozzarella and we've got Parmesan. We're going to do a cup of this mozzarella and maybe a half a cup of the Parmesan. And then, of course, we'll sprinkle some on top, too. Okay, as you can see, we added the cheese. There's a little line of cheese. We added a cup of that mozzarella and half a cup of the Parmesan. We're just going to pour this into this dish. We've got our dish here. And we're going to go ahead and pour that on into the dish. Yeah, there you go. And we're going to put the cheese on top and put this in the oven to bake. And we'll be good. Oh, look at all that deliciousness. That's just beautiful. Oh, every drop. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, people. This is in the pot. Looks delicious. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, we're just going to sprinkle on top some of this cheese on top. You know, you got to have that layer of cheese on top so it can melt and you can cut through it. It's going to be beautiful. Okay. And then a little bit of the Parmesan. Now, be mindful. You don't want to get that powdered stuff. You want the real McCoy. Nobody wants sawdust on their spaghetti. Okay, there we go, people. We're going to pop this in the oven and get her done. Already have your oven set. So we can go ahead. Get this put in. Look at that. It's just beautiful, people. Oh, my goodness. Yep. Let's just go ahead and get this put in the oven. Got my little assistant helping me out. All right. And put that up. And when we come back, it'll be ready. Okay. We're going to pull this out. Look at that. That looks delicious, people. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, people, we're going to get us something so we can try this and see what we're working with. Okay. Let's dip down in here. Got a little of that tortellini, too. Let's get a little piece of that tortellini. Okay. Y'all better make this. It's so good, I can't even describe it. You gotta smack your mama, your daddy, and 3 cousins. Y'all, don't forget to make this and go down in the comments and tell me how good yours turned out. It's delicious. Have a great day. Bye-bye.